I'm better. I'm definitely better.
You got to. You got to take that. Yeah. Yeah, you got to represent. You know what I mean? All right, have a good night.
12-month, $2 million campaign to do four things. Increase climate literacy. Turn up the volume on communities of color in the climate conversation. Connect everyday people with the resources they need to survive and thrive. And highlight frontline climate justice crusaders of color throughout this year. KBLA Talk 1580 will be bringing you insightful interviews on all of our shows to help raise your climate IQ. Each quarter this year, we will also be hosting free climate events in various communities throughout the city with food, fun, and forward-thinking conversations. Thanks to partners like LADWP, Metro, Caltrans, the Sierra Club, the California Community Foundation, the California Endowment, AQMD, MWD, and more. You'll also be hearing more about a couple of national town halls broadcasting live from Los Angeles, to which you will be invited. And we'll be rolling out a robust social media campaign on all our platforms, as well as an outdoor media campaign, all designed to educate, enlighten, and empower you in our fight for climate
Everybody,
justice.
please hit that like button. Let's go. Let's
Caring
go.
about the community means caring about the climate.
Let's get that like going. Can we? Please. Like it, like it, like it. Let's hit those like buttons.
Hey, so I'm calling your show, cause I need to know. Show me which way to go before I throw my man out the door.
Okay, hold on a second, Keisha. Just let me ask Ronald exactly what's going on, because it takes two to tango, and I need to hit his side of the story. So she's driving me insane, got stress heavy on my brain. She keeps playing silly games, man, I'm about to bring the pain. We seem to fuss and fight every day and every night. Please give some advice so we can see the light. See the light.
Everybody hit the like. Right. I was.
You know, what we, well, not what we deal with, but from the aspect of being the heads of our household, being the ones that have to usually take the weight on their shoulders, or not, and then when that's taken away from you. Yeah. So when brothers are losing jobs, when brothers feel a bit emasculated, when brothers, are getting older and not being able to, handle or compete in society like they once were when they were in their prime. At some point, and we'll dive into this in a later session. It's like, you're like, what is my purpose? Why am I here? Yeah. And therefore, that starts to mess with you. If you can't talk to somebody about that. We always talk, we're so goal-oriented. We're so driven. We're so, We got to manifest this, but when the manifestation isn't coming in the timing that you want it, when the goal isn't, you're not hitting the mark exactly how you want it, how do you deal with that? Who do you talk to when you missed all the shots? Who do you talk to when you lost your job? Who do you talk to? Who do you confide in when the woman that you love no longer loves you and leaves you for someone else? Those are the things where we embody and bottle all of that stuff up until sometimes it's too late and we don't know. We have nowhere to turn. I think one of the greatest crimes, there are many, but one of the greatest crimes perpetuated against black men specifically is the level to which their humanity and their hearts have been devalued, diminished, and dehumanized, and that they have become doing machines. The greatest value a black man has, in many instances, is what he can do for somebody. Right. And how he can do it, and how much he can do it, and how much he earns doing it. I mean, I hear it and see it among young people in the relationships. You going to get my nails done, and you going to do this, and you going to do that. Right. They've been...
Pause it. The voice of reason is not playing with you on Thursday. It's not just security and doing for security and doing for money. It's also doing for your love. It's also doing for your respect. Oh, you did something, so guess what? I don't trust you no more. See, put human in front of being. See, like she said, human doing. I would suggest that the way our minds are set up today, that many of us don't know how to be a human being, let alone be with another human being. We're all human doings. Oh, this gonna hurt tonight. Finish talking to him, Iyanla.
Do it, and how much he can do it, and how much he earns doing it. I mean, I hear it and see it among young people. AI ain't gonna help either, my brother. You gonna get my nails done, and you gonna do this, and you gonna do that. Right. They've been demeaned and devalued and dehearted to the point where they value themselves based on what they can do.
Pause it real quick. Pause it real quick. I saw this clip a little while ago. Everybody was posting it. Y'all don't understand the meaning. You're posting it because that's spiritual bypassing. We talked about that yesterday. See, it's easy to post a clip, but I'm a black man who lives this reality. I am judged based on what I do, how I show up. I can't listen. If I make a mistake, now I done triggered some unhealed wound in you, and now I'm on the hook for that wound until you get right with it. And if you say you're right with it, you might not be right with it because it might boomerang back and hit you again, and you feel. Do you understand? It's not just money. Do you understand what I'm saying? It's not just money. It's also your care, your understanding, your nurturing, your loving. All of it's conditional based on what I do. And men, you ain't no different. You expect her to do. Right? Right? If I pay the bills, sometimes men act like if we pay the bills, we're paying for nurturing. Now she's a human doing. If you pay the bills, we're paying for her to cook. We're paying for her to be the house therapist. Do you get what I'm saying? And a lot of times we don't give them space to be able to download and process their experience of us. I know y'all not ready for tonight's topic. Oh, hey, tonight's topic. Ooh, this is a good one. This is a good one. This is a great topic. Tonight's topic, martyrdom. Martyrdom? Yes, martyrdom. Are you a Mary or a Martha? examining the being versus doing paradox. What exactly is Marthadom? The nature of utilizing slash doing slash transactionalism to absolve a worthiness wound. Levels of progress are at the outward indicators that worthiness may or may not be actualized. In other words, I'm going to do for you. I'm going to make sure I do for you to show you that I'm worthy. Do you get what I'm saying? Of your attention, of your affection, of your approval. That's the martyrdom. I think I can get to where I need to go by doing. Right? Many of us are on that hamster wheel right now. If I accumulate enough, if I get the right relationship, if I do the right work, if I get the right degree, if I get the right job, many of us are on that hamster wheel. We think that's going to bring happiness. Or are you in the space of marriedom? The opposite of martyrdom. Marriedom. The positioning of oneself to sit at the feet of the master slash mastery of being with self, absence of exchange from another. Presence, or rather the acceptance of self, is the result. Where did it come from? Well, it came from the book of Luke, right? Chapter 10, verse 38 to 42. And Jesus said, listen to this. I want you guys to understand where this is coming from. As Jesus and his disciples were on their way, he came to a village where a woman named Martha opened her home to him. She had a sister called Mary, who sat at the Lord's feet, listening to what he had to say. But Martha was distracted by all the preparations that had to be made. She came to him and asked, "Lord, don't you care that my sister has left me to do the work by myself? Tell her to help me." "Martha, Martha," the Lord answered, "you are worried and upset about many things, but few things are needed, or indeed only one. Mary has chosen what is better, and it will not be taken away from her." See, Mary was in the presence of the Master, trying to understand what is this. Mary was, listen to what I'm about to say. Mary was present in the presence of the Master. Many of us are so focused on our relationship to-do list. He got to be like this. She got to be like that. He can't step on these wounds. Oh, she can't talk to me like my mama did. Many of us got so many to-do lists around relationships that we so busybodied that we're never really present to what is in our presence. Do you understand? Are you a Martha or a Mary? Huh? Are you a Martha or a Mary? It's being versus the doing paradox. When we come forward, the voice of reason opening the phone lines. Let's talk about it. No. Yes. No, don't. Yes. No. All right, y'all. Come on. Come on, y'all. We gotta support this one. Come on. And I can't take the credit. Attila created this topic. All I did was put my little seasonings on it. I said, "Oh, okay." It took me a minute to get a hold of it. I was like, "What do you mean?" And then I went and did my own little read. I said, "Oh, gotcha. Let's go. Let's go get it." Now let's get on the phone and let's talk about it. Did I frame it up correctly? I hope I did. Everybody hit the like button. We only got 22 likes and 60 something people in here. Listen, can we do an all out Cash App push today like we did on Monday? Can we do an all out Cash App push like we did on Monday? Can I get everybody to hit the Cash App? Please, please, please. Can everybody hit the Cash App? Let's do an all out Cash App push like we did on Monday. Of course, I got questions. Don't forget, you can support the show by hitting Mr. Zo's. Yes, thank you. Thank you. And I want y'all to call in, please. Please, please, please. I want y'all to call in. We got John from Mountain View. He's first. Live in a minute. Flippity dip it. You know how I do. Once you give me an idea and if I grasp it, flippity dippity. And you know we need Nikki from the SIP. I need everybody hitting that like button. Let's go. I don't.
Hearted to the point where they value themselves based on what they can do. Fix it, get it, make it happen. And no place have I seen in our world does anybody tell black men how to be. How to be with themselves, how to be true to themselves, how to be with their feelings, how to be with their heart, you know, and it's criminal. So what happens is then they begin to do the things that are expected of them, and that's how they're evaluated. And then if they can't
Iyanla is cooking with the rarest grease. If you can't do what is expected of you, you get devalued. You live in a toxic society that makes a man, and she said in particular, a black man, a human doing. So when he gets it wrong with you, think about your mindset that could say, I can never let him off the hook for what he said. I could never let him off the hook for how he behaved. A toxic society produced him and you. But do you see what I'm saying? But ultimately, he's the ultimate criminal, right? The criminal in the relationship. Everybody else get to walk off in the sunset because the options are plentiful. There's always going to be somebody to step in, right? But are you healing through that process? We know he ain't, because he got to go prove to somebody else that he can get the job done. Woo! Is your value / self-worth dependent upon the joy, emotions, and or praise you can generate from others based off what you do? And women do it too. It's not just a man thing. It's both ways. We so busy doing that we forgot how to be. Do you understand? Would your view of who you are be altered if you were no longer able to be of service to those around you? Now listen to what I'm saying. Many of us look at service as a type of currency. It is an extension of transactionalism. But what it really should be is a spiritual practice in relationship. The ego in me serves the divine in you. The ego in me bows to the divine in you, and vice versa. The ego in you should bow to the divine in me. That's service. But many of us see service as a transactional down payment on some future balloon payment. Remember I did that? Remember, you know, come on now. Whenever you needed something, you know. Am I lying? 1-800-920-1580. Get to your phone line. Many of us simply don't know how to be because we were taught, conditioned, and raised in a robotic fashion to constantly do. Do you believe the expression of love and concern people have for you? Or is their love an extension of what you provide for them? Listen, I'm going to tell you the truth. Ain't no such thing as transactional love. The love is either real or it's not. Love has nothing to do with give and take.
John, call back.
John, call back. John from Hawaii, call back. Love is not a transactional piece. Love is not a loan. Love is not a loan. It's not. It's not a love. There's no love loan. But many of us barter our love, barter our empathy, barter our care, predicated on what we have done and our expectations of receiving something of equal or higher worth. Come on, tell me I'm lying tonight. 1-800-920-1580. Get to your phone lines. I want to talk to you tonight. What are some ways you can recognize a spirit of martyrdom in an individual, and how can you ensure that they understand their value outside of their capabilities? Have you ever loved a person for their presence? Not for what they did for you, not for the amazing sex, not for the amazing food, not for, have you been content sitting in the presence of your woman's giggle? The way she giggles. Or the way she snorts when she laughs. A little oink, oink snort. Have you just been content in that space? Do you understand? Many of us are so busy trying to get the bag. Listen to what I'm about to tell you. So busy trying to get the bag. So busy trying to get quiet, thinking it's peace. So busy trying to get to some plateau that we think is unreachable by the calamity of life. Many of us think we're going to get to some spot in life where nothing bad going to happen. Every lesson you need to learn is coming, whether you like it or not. You remember Peace Be Still? Huh? He brought the peace from the bowels of the belly of the boat. That's what he did. Have you ever felt pressure to prioritize productivity and achievement over simply being present with yourself and others. This relationship ain't worth squat. What have we done? I had somebody sit down and say, well, can you name the good times? Absolutely. Can you name meaningful moments? You damn skippy, I can. Because many of us don't appreciate those small moments that require presence, not prejudice. Ooh. Sitting there judging extreme prejudice over you did this, so that invalidates everything. Again, so busy doing, focus on the doing and not focused on the being. We're about to get it started. The phone lines are absolutely jacked. Let's get some callers in here. John, Mountain View, come on in. Talk to me.
Greetings and blessings, Joe, and the chat. And wow, what a subject. Yet at the same time, are we repeating as if this is something that we've been past before, but needed to get that another jewel out of the situation? Again, you did speak of Jesus in the boat with the disciples and the storm that was reflecting what was in their hearts, but the presence of the presenter who could bring the peace to everything was sitting asleep, and you disturbed his joy.
Keep going, brother. I'm listening. Teach us now.
Well, the thing is presence. Most people go on vacations and say that they've been on the vacation, but did you enjoy the vacation?
Did you enjoy the process of vacationing? Did you enjoy the movement
the process of vacation is the process of vacation. Making enough money to doggone have the tickets so you can buy the product that they're selling, whether that be the place that you're going to or the area that you're going to be sleeping at while you're on the area. Stay with
John. Stay with me. We up against the clock. Just stay right there because he's cooking right now. He's breaking it all the way down. When we come forward, more hot lava from the voice of reason. You took the whip, Mr. Smith, don't rip. That's on top of my gas shaft. Kinda like shaft, so you can say I'm shafting. Old English film. And I came up with a funky rhyme. Come on, y'all. We have no super chats. 30 minutes in. We got a Cash App. I want to thank L.S. Jefferson for the Cash App. We got one Cash App. No super chats. I said no. Wait a minute. I said no super chats today. Everybody send it to Cash App. Can we get everybody to send it to Cash App? Except for John. John, you may have to use the super chat. But I want everyone else to send your donations in support of this channel, in support of this content, to my Cash Apps. To my Cash App. My Cash App is being spammed in the chat by my moderators. I have several moderators. Can I get everybody to show up and show out on the Cash App? I will shout you out as I see them come in. Can we move with authority? Can we move as a collective? It's 85 people in here. All right, here we go. Carlton sent $2. We'll take it. Let's run with it. Let's get it. What up, Eddie C. Floyd? Reggie White up in here. Jesse Trejo up in here. What up, what up? Hit that Cash App. Please do not.
Each quarter this year, we will also be hosting free climate events in various.
Please do not move forward without doing it. Support your brother Zoe Williams. Do it right now. Do it right now. Do it right now. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. Sugar Crisp is in the building.
The Sierra Club, the California Community Foundation.
Mindset is in the building. What up? What up? What up?
And more. You'll also be hearing more about a couple of national town halls broadcasting live from Los Angeles, to which you will be invited. And we'll be rolling out a robust social media campaign on all our platforms, as well as an outdoor media campaign, all designed to educate, enlighten, and empower you in our fight for climate justice.
What up? What up? What up?
Means caring about the climate. At KBLA,
Get at your brother now. Come on, let's go. Get at your brother. Okay, so we got a few people in the chat, but mainly our people is in the chat. But it's a lot of people in here, but not very many people talking.
You can also check out the special extended pay arrangements of up to 48 months to help pay down your bill. If you're a senior or income qualified, you may be eligible for Easy Save to receive discounts and also qualify for free and discounted energy and water saving devices. You can get up to $15.
If I see your name, I'm going to shout you out.
And up to $3,000 for electric bills. But you gotta act fast. Funding is limited.
Say hi, lurkers.
You're right, because here at LADWP, we're here to help. Visit ladwp.com/cares today and find out more.
KBLA Talk 1580 believes in community empowerment through the arts. Dia Chucha Central Cultural is on a mission to transform community in the Northeast San Fernando Valley and beyond through ancestral knowledge, the arts, literacy, and creative engagement. The Northeast San Fernando Valley has a population of about 500,000, the size of the city of Oakland, yet it has no bookstores, art galleries, or full-fledged cultural spaces until Dia Chuchas opened its doors in 2001. Founded by renowned poet and activist Luis Rodriguez.
Long-time listeners, always the best. What up? What up, Aaron?
Or low-cost arts and literacy, bilingual, intergenerational programming in mural painting, music, dance, writing, visual arts, healing art sessions, and healing talking circles. Activities also include
we got a lot of people in here, but not a lot of supporters. Do you guys actually support the content that I curate? I see my family in here, the people that have been in here since day one. Do you know let's see, the 28th makes 2 years. The 28th of this month makes 2 years.
Helping to broaden your political and moral imagination with our 2024 Climate Justice Campaign with KBLA Talk 1580.
The 28th of this month makes 2 years at KBLA. And that's 2 years as the voice of reason.
In recovery, hope must be loud. It grows louder when you ask for help and you're vulnerable. It is
coming in loud.
Okay. No matter what happens, you will be okay.
We gonna be young the clip or what?
Yeah.
Find out how at startwithhope.com.
Yep.
You're listening to the voice of reason and only on KBLA Talk 1580.
Just had a fight with my mama over something trivial told. We barely had confrontation, and in the past it really was fun. I think she get it from my mama. Her bitterness passed down the bone. Different times when I'm coming out of trauma, she too defensive to listen. I'll call soon. Look at me, I got problems. You got the type of advice that I need. I couldn't get through on the emergency. Think it was harder than the time that I need. ain't working or being so crazy. It's the times all different, don't make it easy. So I figured I'd call it early. Turn the light down, mercy, I got through. You tell me, so just lay back in my hands. So everybody told me you so This is Dr. Peter with the Phenomenal Minute. Oftentimes, we define ourselves by the things that we do in our life. What we do for our jobs, what we do for our families, what we do for organizations that we are part of. Yet, health and well-being isn't about a doingness as much as it is about a beingness. We are human beings. We are existing and expressing the magic and the brilliance of our creation. In the process of doing, recognize we need to come into clear states of being, of presence, of awareness, and not just get wrapped up in the doingness that allows us to accomplish things. Yes, we do need to do, but if we get more focused on the doingness rather than the beingness, it destroys our health of well-being. So much of what a chiropractor strives for as we free the spine of spinal subluxations is to allow the spine and the nervous system to be in a clear state of coherence, and a clear state of adaptability, and a clear state of function to allow all the body things that it does to be at its optimal vibration and expression. Our lives are the same. Focus on being in the process of doing. This is Dr. Peter with a Phenomenal Minute.
Man, in the realm of Marthadom and Marydom, this whole topic came from a faithful friend and listener of the Voice of Reason. This whole topic came from the book of Luke, chapter 10, verse 38 through 42, where you see Jesus at the home of Martha and Mary, and they have two separate approaches with regards to how they deal with Christ, right? There's a profound dichotomy there. The dichotomy between being and doing. Mary was being present in the presence of the Lord. Martha was being present in the responsibilities of handling everything and missing the mark. Isn't that what sin actually means when you look it up from its etymological root? Sin means to miss the mark. And it's okay, we live in a transactional society, but we claim we want better relations. But we not focused on being transparent, authentic, truthful. We are such manipulators. We're more clever than we are intelligent, right? We're more manipulative than we are transparent and open and truthful. Boy, if you got a strategy for how you move on social media, I'm just saying, if you got a strategy for the man you dealing with, or for the woman you dealing with, what do you mean, Zoe? You got them blocked on everything except one. What are you doing on the other ones? Do you see? Many of us are so busy trying to protect and keep that mask manicured, maintained. Ooh, Lord, I know y'all not ready for the night. Let's get it now. Let's get back to John. John from Mountain View, Hawaii. Get in here. Speak on it.
Okay. Let me try and make it short. TSA, go on vacation. Where's the problem? Therapy, now you got a checklist. Where's the problem? The simple fact that you have all of this responsibility, these doings, these sayings, this list, this process. When was the last time time you sat down and just enjoyed hearing the ocean? Poke Friday is something we do here in Hawaii.
Keep going, brother.
The simple fact is that there is a whole lot to life, but again, if we're focused on the process, the money, the transactions, the things that are going on, you miss the mark of the neighbor who just showed up from Arizona, who comes here every year to get away from the madness. The being and the doing. What are you doing today that's actually getting you to the place where you need to be? Help us to remind ourselves that, yes, our breath is a fleeting moment. Your solitude and your solidness. Again, I told y'all maybe in the past, slap your own behind if you didn't understand your breath, and your solid behind is the same. So if you're not concerned about either one of those doing this process, showing this mask, buying these cars, I got Louis Vuitton bags and all this other stuff, you missed the mark. You are the special.
Wow.
Do that.
Guess what you just did, John?
Mountain View's in the house.
Mountain View is in the building. That's Mountain View, Hawaii. If you want to bring your city in the building, this is a national discussion. I want everybody to get in here. Let's talk about it. We on fire tonight. Let's keep the callers rolling. Reggie from Austin, Texas. Get in here.
Man, I think it's really a dance between being Mary and Martha. Everybody wants to be Mary. Everybody wants to be the faithful person that just shows up and has all this trust in Christ. And we live in a society where...
Wait. Can I stop you for 1 second? Because you're saying something that it just triggered me. I think you're right. Everybody, just a little different. Everybody wants to look like Mary, but everybody is actually Martha. Everybody want to post on Instagram and on Facebook and other places like they Mary. See, that's the spiritual bypassing we talked about yesterday. Go ahead, brother. Finish.
Absolutely. And it's one thing when society places on you that you are what you contribute. But when you place that mantle on yourself, that's when it really hits home. It's like that puts you on the hamster wheel. And it takes a degree of faith to be Martha. It doesn't mean it to be Mary.
Right.
It takes a degree of faith to be Mary, to say that if I handle God's business, God will handle my business. Because I don't pay my rent based on my thoughts and based on my intentions. I pay my rent and my mortgage based on what I put on the table. And so how do we put both of them together and be responsible in our calling and be responsible in our faith? Like, that's the dance that we have to do. And man, it's not easy, bro. It's not. To say that it's easy is to really trivialize faith in and of itself. And it's to trivialize your calling in and of itself. It's not easy. But I think to have the grounding of your faith puts you in a different class, and it puts you in a different slot to say, okay, God is looking out for me, and God can see me when I can't see certain things. That's what makes it real. Knowing that God can see what I can't see, and I think that's what puts us in a powerful position. Martha was worried about some stuff that she couldn't control anyway, and not just that one thing, but I mean, there's a lot of different stories in that whole chapter. That she was just worried about stuff that she couldn't control, but Mary said, okay, I know someone who can control all the stuff that I can't. And that's the value of the whole thing.
I love
You
it,
know what I'm
brother.
saying?
Yes, yes, yes. Guess what? Go, keep going.
I don't even mean to preach, but like in Revelation, it says we're saved by the blood of the Lamb and the word of our testimony. So you're saved by hearing the good news. You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
And I think a lot of times, if we just saw people that said, all right, this is me being instead of me doing, and see more examples of that, then our faith can grow because we've seen something. Like we've seen somebody doing this and it worked for them. You know what I'm saying? And it's not just a figment of our imagination. There's some real stuff going on.
I love it, brother. I love it. Guess what you just did, Reggie? He brought Austin, Texas in the building. We love Reggie. We love our callers, man. If you want to join the conversation, all you got to do is call me at 1-800-920-1580. We got Mississippi online. We got New Jersey online. We got Houston, Texas online. The phone lines are cracking. When we come forward, we shall continue with the hot lava. All right. So maybe you guys don't like the Cash App option. Maybe we should go back to the Super Chat option because I think we got like 3 Cash Apps. Come on, guys. Come on. Come on. Please. Listen, our goal is to reach $100. And I will say one person gave close. Like we can get to $100 if we just run, right? If we run with it, okay? So let's run with it. Everybody, please, if you can, if you cannot, I'm not talking to you. If you cannot, I'm not talking to you. If you've already done it, I'm not talking to you. But if you can do it and haven't done it yet, please hit my Cash App. Moderators, assemble. Please put in, spam it. Spam my Cash App so people can see it, so people can participate in the live. Let me know if you guys are enjoying what we're laying down. Is this a good show? Are you guys enjoying the content? Does it make sense? Have we had a strong week this week in terms of topics? Thank you. Please. And if I see your name, I'm going to shout you out. Spam it. If I see your name, I'm going to shout you out. We need the support. Trust me. We need the support. Please support the channel. Please support the channel. Please support the channel. Please, 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 please. This week has been bonkers. Can't even front. All the weeks this year have been strong. I think so. Yeah, 2024, we've been acting a complete fool, I guess. Live in 30. Everybody hit the like button. If you hadn't hit the like button, do that now. Here we go. Hit me like Jack Johnson.
So I won't lose weight. Give me the money and the mic and I'm straight. Go to a restaurant, give me steak. They cook my chicken with shake and bake. I leave all the breach in the reverend flame. How much money can one black man make? I'm what's known as a true dynamiter. I write rhymes fast without a typewriter. Go with the flow, but no, I'm not a biter. Can't compare cockroach and the spider. Hell, you might as well get a glass of punch, cause you're biting my lyrics like a Nestle Crunch, huh? And biting my rhymes ain't slick. I got your gold teeth marks all over my complication, aggravation, and unnecessary safety. I'm like some kiss, good vibrations. Your album sounds like a compilation.
Do you rush around more like a human doing than a human being? You have a mind and you have a body, but most people don't think beyond that. They feel like they are their mind and they are their body, but you're so much more than that. You are a consciousness that sits silently behind the mind and the body. The fact that you can notice your thoughts, notice what's going on in your mind, gives you an indication of that fact. That you are not your mind, you are not your thoughts. Only when you can tap into that conscious awareness can you access deep levels of peace and contentment, a peace that is constant and unchanging.
Ladies and gentlemen, the VOR back in the building. You know we got callers, man. Everybody want to talk about it. We have a great topic. Being versus doing. The being versus doing paradox. We started with the clip of Iyanla really breaking it down, how a lot of black men are, no space to be a human being in a relationship. If you step out of line, you're replaceable, you're discardable, you're devalued, you're unappreciated. And my sisters can make the same argument too. Same applies to sisters. Men, especially brothers, we have, not especially brothers, but brothers included, we have devalued women. Many of us have disrespected women. Many of us come from toxic environments that taught us that disrespect is the way to be. So this isn't to exonerate or let anyone off the hook. We are all coming from a toxic society and we are dealing with each other in a toxic way that doesn't make a lot of space to be. Everybody has to show up and perform. You know why? Wounded people need results. Healed people are in the now, in the moment, appreciating the small things that don't cost nothing. Wounded people need results. Are y'all listening? Wounded people need proof. Wounded people need a surety. Ooh. Hurt people, right, need a contract. Healed people don't. They just need contact. 1-800-920-1580. Who's ready for this work tonight? Let's get the author of the topic in the building right now. Atala, get in here. Yes. Thank you for tonight's topic, because I didn't know what I wanted to talk about tonight, but you got me one.
Listen, I be sensing stuff in the ethers. But I think you need the topic today. Nonetheless, I kind of want to talk about what got me thinking about this topic. All right, so I believe, and it's just my personal opinion, in the society that we live in, that America is going to be easier to recognize than a married. Because people a lot of times do not value you beyond what you can do for them. Mm-hmm. And so, like I said in the chat, stop doing for people and see who really values you. Mm-hmm. But see, we're not going to do that, because in addition to the doing piece is the let me keep up the facade that I'm a good person piece. Mm-hmm. Let me keep up the facade that I mean well piece. Mm. Let me keep up the facade that I actually think good about other people piece. Mm. So
that's heavy.
That's
heavy. That's a heavy piece.
Yeah. So the other side of that is, if you've never had people that just value you for you, then really this is all that you know. You don't really know any other way to be. And so it can be somewhat of a conundrum if someone asks you to be present with them and you have no idea how to do it, it's like, I don't know. And so, I mean, I'll just say this real quick and then I'll get off. But essentially, I think that we have to find a balance between the two, right? Because people, you know, it is important to show up for people that have shown up for you, hence the Martha. But it's also important to ascertain who it is that you are around and understand, are they actually valuing you for you, or are they valuing you for what you can do? And so in the case that they're valuing you for what you can do, I mean, you kind of really only have two options at that point. You know, either way, you'll have to confront the issue. That's another thing that I noticed with the martyrdom. When we talk about the telltale signs of martyrdom, if you may suffer from this, if you are someone who is afraid to bring up a balance, essentially, you're afraid to say something that is going to somewhat shift the scales in the sense that it would create balance in the situation and possibly be seen as a deficit to your partner, you're probably a Martha. If you are someone who, man, I just did this. If you are someone who tends to empathize with people and to the point that you're willing to try and make concessions for them, and you see them not honoring the contract or the whatever it is that you set, and you continue in the situation, you're probably a Martha. If you are someone who is afraid of who you are, meaning that you mask it through being helpful, you are a Martha. There is no amount of help you can give someone in the world if they don't want it. And you have to ascertain and understand that person, they will take your help, but they will not value your help. And so, essentially, at that point, it is your responsibility to discern, understand, and move accordingly. So that's all I have to say. So I'm enjoying the dialogue.
Hey, Attila, guess what you just did?
I brought Houston in the building.
Come on, Houston, Texas is in the building. And listen, if you want to bring your city in the building, this is a safe space, you know? And listen, everything that we're outlining here, there's no judgment. If you're a Mary, you might be a Mary for right now. If you're a Martha, you might be a Martha for right now. Energy is fluid and life is changing, but the reality of it is you're going to have to look into self if you want to elevate. And that's what we're talking about tonight, examining the being versus doing paradox, Martha versus Mary, based on the scripture of Luke chapter 10, verse 38 through 42. When we come forward, we go into the sip. Chaos and turmoil. I'm going to show you the real meaning of the danger zone. Greetings from Samoa. What's up, Us?
KBLA 1580 Santa Monica.
I'm Tariq Wayne. Here's the latest on the Black Information Network. A former member of a longtime folk band that had its greatest success in the early 80s.
All right, y'all. Where we at? All right, y'all. I've been asking for this for this Cash App support. Let me go in here and see what's happened. Let me go look. I'll be right back. Just what I thought. Y'all didn't think I could duck out real quick. Pause the video, huh? Y'all didn't think I could do that, huh? We have 6 super chats. I mean, Cash Apps. Pardon me. We have 7. Excuse me. We have 7 Cash Apps. Can I get everybody to jump in here and make a run on the Cash Apps? A $3 roll call. Just $3. 59 people times $3. We're doing big things. Let's see. Let's get some Rakim kid. No, we repping LL tonight. We did Rakim the other night. We did a whole Rakim playlist. Was it this week or last week? It was as recent as last week. We did Rakim for sure. Yeah. But we're featuring L tonight. I think we featured Cameo one night. We featured who else? We featured Uncle Jam's Army. When can I DJ the show? Hey man, anytime.
Has your soulmate become your cellmate? Does black love still exist? What are your bedroom turnoffs? Fantasies and fetishes. Financial infidelity. I'm dating a fat person. Are they worth the wait? Trust me, this gonna be crazy.
How about the heavy snack? The child wasn't here, and you still had to pay child support.
It's a very heated topic.
Oh, that's right.
Mama's maybe, daddy's maybe.
I just have so many questions I want to ask you.
I was like, is there something wrong with that?
He told me he had a vasectomy. I'm pregnant.
Betrayal has been committed. Hit you with the bad vibes routine. How does he maintain his humposity?
He likes it when it pinches my lips.
Why can't you open up, brother?
I'm a karate man on the inside. They don't show their weaknesses. Yeah.
How do you write women so well?
So William, reason and accountability. The voice of reason.
There was a question somebody submitted, I don't have it here, but I remember it, probably asked by a young man or woman, I'm not sure. And he said, this is somebody who was watching us, hi. So he said, when I listen to you, I have this strong compulsion to become a spiritual teacher also. But when I listen to a great business leader, suddenly I have the compulsion to become a great business leader. What to do? And my recommendation to you is to try the business leader first. I also recommend Tony Robbins seminars, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's one aspect of life. I can do it, yeah, I can do it. Build up your energy. Yeah. And it's quite enlivening, so it's not a bad.
Oh man, when was the last time you heard Eckhart Tolle so clear? Normally he ain't that clear. Well, lady, you must remember that. But he was pretty clear there, and he was telling jokes, and he's right, man. We're trying to be present. Let's be present. Let's be focused. Sometimes it's very difficult to do that in a transactional world, right? Right? Transactional world, ladies and gentlemen. And when you're in a transactional world, guess what you're in? You're in a space where somebody wants something, right? As a Ghetto Gourmet says in the chat, dollar or value for value, right? That's the world we live in. But many of us get so caught up providing that for others and think that we're providing it for ourselves that we forget to be. A healthy relationship is where one can be themselves and not be judged. I'm really drilling down on this point because it's important to learn how to be in a relationship with another human being. Human beings are inherently flawed. Human beings have their issues. For 2 years now, I've been telling you, we are whips, works in progress. Well, is this a justification for bad behavior? No. Does this mean you're not going to be disappointed and upset with your partner? No. What it means is sometimes the humanity that is within each of us represents the storm. That storm can only be quieted, right, by your internal peace. Your internal peace is an extension of acceptance. What does that mean? Are you saying accept bad behavior? No. Many of us get hung up on what happened, and we got to replay what happened over and over and over again. Many of us don't know how to let go. Most of the mental and spiritual perturbations that happen with us is because we are holding on. Do you understand? Letting go is a part of forgiveness, right? Forgiveness is an extension of acceptance. Forgiveness is not for the other person, forgiveness is for you. Many of us don't know how to let go and hold on at the same time. I am letting go of the infraction, but many of us empower the infraction to the point where we have to learn how to let go of the infraction and the person because trust is rooted in fear. So now that the person has hurt me by what they did, human doings, I can no longer accept their being because I can't conceptualize them doing something like that to me. That's because you don't know that they are a human being who are inherently flawed. Martyrdom, characterized by the relentless pursuit of doing and transactionalism, even in intimate relationship, right? Often serves as a shield to mask deep-seated worthiness wounds. The external manifestation of progress becomes the yardstick by which worthiness is measured, leading to a perpetual cycle of seeking validation from external sources. The question that arises is our value and self-worth contingent upon the joy, emotions, and praise we receive from others? Do we define ourselves based on the accolades and the affirmations bestowed upon us by the external world? Conversely, marriedom beckons us to embrace the art of being, of sitting at the feet of the master, of mastering the essence of self without the need for external validation. It calls for a profound acceptance of self independent of any exchange or transaction with others. This mastery of being is not about what we do, but rather about who we are at our core. It challenges us to cultivate peace within ourselves and with others without the need to constantly be of service or prove our worth through our actions. Are you understanding what's being said? Reflecting on these concepts, we are compelled to ponder. Would our perception of self be fundamentally altered if we were no longer able to serve those around us? Do we derive our identity solely from our roles as caregivers, helpers, providers, husbands, wives, boyfriends, best friends? Can we sustain and nurture relationships based on mutual love and understanding rather than on the transactional exchange of services? Do you understand? Many of us prefer to be a Martha, but we want to look like Mary. We want to dress like Mary. We want the world. Mary is our mask, the mask of piety, the mask of peace and stillness within. But really, no. Really, most of us are Marthas. Most of us are Marthas. Oh, Lord, I hope I framed the topic tonight. Examining the being versus doing paradox. Martha versus Mary on the Voice of Reason. Can I get a caller up in here? You already know who's coming. Do you have her? Oh, Lord. Well, let's get her in here anyway. Nikki from the SIP is in the building. All right, Nikki, talk to me. What?
Come on.
What do you think about tonight's topic?
Well, Mr. Lloyd already told you where I fall in the lot, right? Because service is the thing right here. But what I have grown to understand about that service
It really does. Reggie was hitting on it earlier. It is very much related to my faith walk.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to be in service, whether you want me to, whether you accept it, none of that has anything to do with me being in service.
Mm-hmm.
Because when I'm in service, there's some things that are happening when you're sitting at the feet of those women he told you were important in my life.
Mm.
They teach you about how to make space in your soul place for the places my physical place is going to be doing service.
Mm-hmm.
Now, doing as an act, yes, because usually there are things I'm doing,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm also being. And when I practice it long enough, my being overtakes my doing.
Mm.
Because I've made a space in my soul place for me to tap into that faith Christ for me, whatever deity for you. And I've made room in my soul place so that when I go into an atmosphere and I may present as doing, it's really me being. And the atmosphere will change when I get to that place.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And when you have an intimate relationship with a person, but it does take practice to develop the service side of you, because I'm not doing it for gratification or because I want you to point it out. A lot of times you don't even notice until I'm gone. And often the service that I am doing, whether it be cleaning a patient, taking care of a patient, watering plants, whatever the thing of doing is, that is the mask for the being.
Mm.
Because the atmosphere I'm going into is in desperate need of the being part of me,
Mm-hmm.
and not the doing part of me. I just use the doing to get in.
Mm.
That can happen with your intimate relationships too. The faith
Absolutely.
part of that is making the space for the being. And as it relates to black men or black women, depending on where they come from, if there hasn't been a time for them to develop making the space or cocooning, like you called it last night,
Mm-hmm.
it gets to be very difficult to get in a merry place.
Mm.
Society will try to continue to sort of herd you in a Martha place. How can you tell Marthas? Hurt dogs holler.
Ooh. Hey, hold on. Where are my organs, Andy? I need my what? What did you say?
I said hurt dogs holler.
Ooh.
Marthas are usually pointing out the Marys. Because it gets next to them in the place I'm talking about making room, because it's an irritant to them. Marthas don't like Marys, generally, because it touches a space in them that's lacking. They don't usually be well.
Mm-hmm.
And if they tend to be a person that's pointing it out, that's how you can tell it's a Martha. They're usually recognizing that Mary isn't something.
Oh wait. Let's go a little bit deeper, Nikki. I can't let you go. Let's go a little bit deeper now. See, I think a Martha leans on their own understanding, but a Mary sits in quiet solitude and listens for the voice of God. Am I incorrect about that? Talk to me.
You are not. And it's not necessary for the Marys to say. They just are. But those Marthas are uncomfortable. We talked about this before. Silence to people can be very uncomfortable because silence is loud. And Marthas are not comfortable with spirits that can be. because they don't require anything else. It's not transactional for them. It doesn't depend on what they get back. It doesn't need you to feed it. Marshals don't like that.
Mm-hmm.
Because it makes it, it's not inherently that they don't like the Marys, but they don't like the feeling that comes out of the spirit that can just be. Like, how can you just do that?
Mm-hmm.
It's uncomfortable for them. So then they tend to point it out. Rather than accepting, recognizing, or discerning, it's kind of like the dudes in the boat. I still think it's crazy. If you got the guy on the boat with you, why are you tripping? I get why we trip because we don't have the guy physically. But if you got Jesus in the boat, you gotta believe nothing is gonna happen to you because he's in the boat. Well, if my physical self is a boat, and Jesus is with me all the time in this boat because I'm working on my work. Well, here comes the faith part Reggie was talking about. But to tap into that place, you got to go where Mr. Gilbert was talking about. You got to get in that silent place, or as you refer to it, in the cocoon, so that you can recognize it, that you need to go there, calm yourself, or even calm the atmosphere you're in. You can really do that. But those Martha chicks, no. She gonna holler. Because you ought to be doing something because there's a judgment there. That's a place where they're comfortable. But if they get in the presence of a person that's being, of a spirit that's being, because being is strong. Because being just is. It doesn't require you to give it anything back. It doesn't need you to recognize it. You don't have to stroke it. It just is. You know, it's like love. Now love is, same thing. Same thing.
Oh, Nikki, guess what you just did?
About Mississippi, and I love everybody.
We love you, Nikki. She brought Mississippi in the building. If you want to bring your city in the building, all you got to do is call me at 1-800-920-1580. We on fire.
KBLA Talk 1580, we believe that caring for the community means caring about the climate. You might have heard that we announced a pretty bold 12-month, $2 million campaign to do 4 things. Increase climate literacy, turn up the volume on communities of color.
Hey, and somebody in here talking about Zoe Williams always been game goofy. I don't know who you are, but let me tell you, I see that as a compliment. Because game is about manipulation. Game is about usury. I don't want to be game illiterate. I'm going to be honest with you. Or I don't want to be game literate, I should say. I want to be game goofy. Because let me tell you, games are really not complex. Do you understand what I'm saying? Games are not complex. Once you figure out that it's a game, you can never play that game again, especially with the likes of a motherfucker like me. And I'm going to tell you like this. You want to find somebody, right, that lacks that game playing shit. You do. Marthas know the game. Marys are trying to transcend the game. And I think that's the whole purpose of the show. Like, people take this YouTube thing and they want to go to the next level and be on some old petty fuck shit because that is the nature of chat rooms. right? That is the nature of chat rooms. The reality of it is, man, we got to change the culture. Game is matrix thinking. Yes. 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 This shit is a hella turnoff for me if a woman is a master of street games and street politics. To me, that's a turnoff. I don't need you streetwise. I don't need that shit. That shit ain't attractive or sexy or appealing in any way, shape, or form. What it lets me know is you fuck with the low of the low. You fuck with the streets. You for the streets. That's what it tells me. You're attracted to low vibrational shit. That's what it tell me. Am I off? I mean, if I'm off, tell me. Shit, I could be off. The fuck? Wait. Hold on. I'm sorry. We got to start that over at the top. And I'm going to tell you why. I got to tell you the story behind this. So everybody knows Cool Mo D and LL had a knockdown, drag out battle. The older people will say Cool Mo won the battle. The younger people will say, nah, LL won the battle. As I got older, I listened to the records. Mo D won the battle. But Mo D shared something with me one day that floored me. We were in New Jersey, and I was DJing for him or something. I think New Jersey, or we were somewhere, and I was DJing for him. And I was playing this record that I'm about to play right now. And Mo D heard the record. He said, you know, if LL would have dropped this record, I would have lost the battle. And he was like, this is my favorite LL record. Take a listen. Check this. Cool J. Because that ain't safe. I get you coming open like an uncut eighth. Hard as hell, the lyrical lord. Please, don't let me catch you alone. I'm Nitro.
If you have a deep core wound of unworthiness inside, it's usually a felt sense and a developmental trauma. Let me explain. When we're really young, we're pretty egocentric. And a way to cope with our reality, if our environment is not giving us what we need, or something's wrong, is that we internalize that as actually something's wrong with me. Because if something was wrong with our primary caregiver or in our environment, that would be too threatening to our psyche. So we internalize the felt sense something is wrong with me, and we call that developmental shame. And the one way to heal that is through compassion and starting to understand that's actually a way to protect ourselves. And so we internalize this, and later we need to deal with the felt sense that something is wrong with me. And we need to heal that by understanding that's not actually the truth. That was a protection that we did in order to survive, stay in connection, and make our world safe. And as babies and as young children, we do turn everything inward. So there's a lot of work to kind of undo that, but it's so possible because you are so worthy.
Wow. Heavy stuff. The VOR is on fire tonight. phone lines from all over the country has been crazy. We got to go to Edison, New Jersey, and then we're going to Oakland, California. Then we're going to Dallas, Texas. Let's go to Edison, New Jersey. Najee, what's happening? What are your thoughts on tonight's topic?
Hey, what's going on, Joe? It's like I can so relate. You know, I just kind of came out of a relationship where it was more or less about doing instead of being in the moment. You know, just real transactional. Like anything that this woman did for me, from cooking or when I had a knee injury, you know, it was always, you know, reminded to me. And I've did countless things for this woman. And so many things that I would forget. Just to real give you a clear example, we went to Greece. So we went to Mykonos, and then we went to Santorini. And we were in Greece arguing. And I'm like, wow, like we can't even be in a moment, in a place that looks like paradise. And I give an example. In Greece, we had 2 experiences with water. So the last night that was there, I took the last swim. And I looked at the sky, I'm in the water, I'm feeling good. I'm like, wow, my last night in Greece, we're going out to dinner. I'm euphoric. I get to the room, she has she's pouting and sitting on the bed and says, why did you put the shower nozzle pointing out? I turned it on and it got in my luggage. And it was like I was deflated. You know what I mean? It's like she took me from a high. My experience with water for the last time was a swim, looking at the sky. Her experience with water was an accident. Like she turned on the shower and water got in the luggage and she's pissed off. And it was, you know, and everything was just doing and transactional. I want to be married in 3 years. When are you going to move? Because she lived in the state down from me in Delaware. When are you coming down here to move with Delaware? They went up on my rent. I need some help. I was just like, wow. Like, you know, we never just sat in a moment. And we couldn't even sit in a moment in Greece. It was just, it was mind-blowing.
It don't matter where you go, there you are. You remember that old saying? It don't matter where you're from. It's where you take you with you everywhere. You might not have to pack yourself up, but you take you with you wherever you go. Is that not right, Najee?
That's 100% right. When we went through in Starbucks, we went through in Greece.
Wow.
It really didn't even matter.
And so,
you know,
listen, I got to carry you over, but just hang tight because I want to get a little bit more of this. Najee from Edison, New Jersey. Hang in there. When we come forward, more from the VOR. I killed rappers at random. I don't understand them. The ones I didn't get on a memorandum. The first 3 rhymes you wrote are miscellaneous. Andy in there bugging. Andy, you ever heard it before?
We played it some months ago, but you know this is just a reminder.
Hey,
That flow, like I don't know who started that flow, but it gives me
him and Rakim.
okay, yeah, that good.
They call it the ulti flow.
The OT flow.
Yeah. Not very many MCs can do the ulti flow. LL did it.
Now it's funny because I've heard of the multi flow.
Yeah. But Rakim stayed in the ulti flow. So you remember that record we played last week, Untouchable? From Rakim.
Exactly.
He's in the ulti flow.
Is there any new cats doing that?
Come on now.
Who's like the last maybe modern MC? Like in the 90s? Nobody? Right though. Tupac, Biggie wasn't rapping like that. Not even Nas.
No. The ulti flow is crazy. I would say Grand Poobah. Yeah, that's a pocket machine right there.
If you're not following KBLA Talk 1580 on all of our socials, then you're missing out. Download our app and find us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and on the web at KBLA 1580. Again, you can find all of our socials at KBLA 1580. By the way, if you miss any of our weekday shows in real time, you can always catch up by checking out the podcast of your favorite shows at your leisure at KBLA Talk 1580. We've got your black.
So I'm supposed to get my new book proposal in 30 minutes. I'm supposed to get the new book proposal in 30 minutes. I'm supposed to get the new book proposal in 30 minutes. I was about to say the name. I was about to be like, I'm supposed to get the new da-da-da-da-da. I'm supposed to get the new book proposal in 30 minutes. So I told my daughter about it this morning. I finally told her the title and the concept. And she was like, oh, come on, Dad, let's do it. Like she bugged out when she heard what it is. So I've been getting little snippets of it, little pieces throughout the week, but I'm supposed to get the final proposal in 30 minutes. When I get off, we gonna see. We are going to see. Exactly, Truemonger. That is exactly correct. And I hate that. That is exactly true, Truemonger. We gonna see. We are going to see. I'm excited about it though, because with the proposal you give all the bio work and all that information or whatever, and then you give a breakdown of the concept, you give a breakdown of the market, and then you give 2 sample chapters of the work. Phantom of the Rapper. That's funny. Y'all stupid. And I'm doing this differently this time around because the copy, the editor is also an agent. So she's like, I can get you a publishing deal. So I'm like, all right, let's see. It's going to be interesting. I think the concept alone is crazy. It's the wildest thing I've ever come up with. When I told my daughter, she was like, okay. Then I told Tavis. Tavis is like, you gonna call it that? What? Then I explained it to him. He was like, ah. So Tavis is on board. He's gonna write the forward. So this is about to be fire. It's gonna be good. Here we go. No drop.
Go straight to the clip. I'm gonna play the song and then go to the clip.
You're listening to the voice of reason with Philly. Only on KBLA Talk 1580.
I want to introduce whoever I'm working with to a sense of wholeness as quickly as I can, so that we're not doing our work to get to wholeness. We're not meditating to get to wholeness. We're not working with a client to help them get to wholeness. We're actually revealing their wholeness from the very start. And so each session, each time we're working, it's coming out of this aspect of wholeness.
And now it is my honor and joy to introduce you to Richard Miller. Richard is a clinical psychologist, author, researcher, yogic scholar, and spiritual teacher who for the past 46 years has devoted his life to integrating Western psychology and neuroscience with the ancient wisdom, teachings of yoga, tantra, Advaita, Taoism, and Buddhism. Richard is the founding president of the iRest Institute, co-founder of the International Association of Yoga Therapists, founding editor of the peer-reviewed International Journal of Yoga Therapy, and past founding president of the Institute for Spirituality and Psychology. Richard, welcome to the Psychotherapy and Spirituality Summit. I'm so glad you're going to bring your voice to the summit and help us work with opposites. Thank you.
Thank you, Tammy. Lovely to receive your invitation and lovely to be with you.
I just wanted to play that so you can know that that exists. Western science has to incorporate spirituality when we're talking about being, when we're talking about relationships, and Western science has backed itself into a corner because it is buttressed, firmly, tightly supported by the scientific thought, where replication is important. You have to be able to replicate everything that you think of, right? Everything that you use the scientific method. But there are certain aspects of why we attract who we attract, right? Why we bring certain experiences into our lives. There's a spiritual purpose that is designed for an up-leveling, a spiritual up-leveling. Now, according to the scientific method, for an idea, a theory, a concept, or anything like that to be worth its weight, it has to be falsifiable. You have to be able to prove it wrong in order for it to be somewhat valid. So right now, Western science is just not in the space to talk about spirituality because they can't prove it. It's not falsifiable, right? That's the term they use. But yet they're inching closer to bringing in these ancient practices, whether it's Taoism or Shinto or Hinduism, right? They're bringing in these ancient concepts because they know healing is within reach. Being is within reach. But we are living in a world that is low-level, transactional. You're supposed to make me happy. You're supposed to be aligned correctly. That's just not how it works. They're aligned to what is wrong with you. So what is wrong with you can come into view. We got callers. Najee, get in here and finish your final thoughts, sir. Najee? Najee?
Oh, I'm sorry. I was on mute. I'm sorry.
Come on,
Yeah,
brother.
so, my final thought in conclusion to ending my relationship, and I said to this female, I said, hey, I can't help but to think that you don't like me because everything that you have a problem with is a problem with me. So there was really never a space to just be who I am. And I have faults, and I think I accepted her for who she was for the most part. But even with the Alana Van Zan piece about, doing, and we're just constantly doing machines. And that's what I felt like in that particular relationship.
Man, I'm sorry to hear that, brother, but welcome to the club. Najee, guess what you just did, brother?
What was that?
You brought New Jersey in the building. If you want to bring your city in the building, all you got to do is call me at 1-800-920-1580. We got Sean from Oakland, California. Sean, get in here. You've been on a long time. I need you to tell me, man, what are your thoughts? What are your thoughts?
Forget about it. Forget about it. No, I love him from New Jersey. My thing here, everything we're talking about, and look, there is no perfect answer to a perfect relationship. There are so many nuances. You could never cover it ever in the history of the world. But some of these little things that I can give you as an old ass guy with a good relationship is that, you will miss all those things about the loved one that you have when they're gone. And maybe she's going to miss all those things that you did when you're gone. That's the kind of mindset I want you to have, is that if you're able to get into a good relationship and one that's solid, you're going to go through all kinds of trials and tribulations. I'm not religious, but that's true. You're going to go through all of that. You're going to have so many things, crisis, all kinds of stuff happen, financial, blah, 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 right? But when you get down to the bottom, the brass tacks of it all, if you really want to be with that person, please respect them in the worst of times. And that way you will understand, because you'll miss all those things that they did that irritated you. You're going to miss all those things when they were challenging you. You're going to miss all those things when they were like, you are so awesome, but you should do this. So I'm just saying, brothers, though, look, we can all get better. We can all improve. And if you want to be with someone for a long time, and you really want that person, and you feel like that's the person, treat them that way.
That's right. I agree with you. Thank you, Sean. We appreciate it. Guess what you just did?
Brother. Brought Oakland in the building, but I love you, brother.
We love you too, Sean. Thank you for calling. When we come forward, we going to Dallas, Texas to talk to my homeboy, True Monger.
LADWP is proud to partner with KVLA to share with you how to start the new year without bill worries. We're here to help if you're behind on your bill or need help staying current. Sign up anytime online for Level Pay to set predictable monthly payments throughout the year, including for past due amounts. You can also check out the special extended pay arrangements of up to 48 months to help pay down your bill. If you're a senior or
all right, we're almost at the end of the show. Can we get 5 people to call to answer the call? Out of the 54, can we get 5 people to send $7 to the super chat? Just 5.
Funding is limited. You can reduce your past due bills and kick off the year right, because here at LADWP, we're here to help. Visit LADWP.
Did I say the super chat or did I mean the Cash App? Hey, what up, Maurice? Maurice McCaster. What up? My brother's name is Maurice. Love my brother, man. Can we get 5 people to send a Cash App of $7? Let's do that. Last few minutes of the show, just five people. Let's see. Not on the super chat, good brother. On the Cash App, but thank you. You already showed up and showed out. Thank you, brother. Thank you.
On KBLA Top 1580.
It was Harlem at the Ruckers. I saw you with your man, smiling, a Coach bag in your hand. I was laying in the coop with my hat turned back. We caught eyes for a moment, and that was that. So we skated off as you strolled off, looking at them legs. Goddamn, they look so soft. I gotta take it from your man, that's my mission. If this love is really got to handle competition, you only knew him 5 months. Besides, you drink too much and smoke too many blunts. And I be working out every day, thinking about you. Looking at my own eyes in the rear view. Catching flashbacks of our eye contact. Wish I could lay you on your stomach and caress your back. I would hold you in my arms and ease your fears. I ain't had a crush in years. Hey, love.
That's it.
Oh. Yo, wait a minute. Hold on. Hey, what's the next one? LL was different, man. We gotta. Ooh. Come on. This is what hip hop felt like, man. I got a backpack on. Yo. Come on. This is what hip hop is supposed to feel like. Come on, L. Okay, give me another one. That's legend. Give me one more before we go to Truemonger. Ooh. Come on. Listen, there would be no Drake if it wasn't for LL. LL laid the blueprint. Early 2000s, late 90s. Come on, L. Okay, give me one more. Ooh. Had Total in there. Come on, L. What you got? Come on. This is my time right here. Go ahead, baby. Go ahead, baby. My playlist is my co-host. Hey, man, the voice of reason be on fire. We have heavy topics, but the music makes it go down smoother. Yeah. LL, legendary MC, man. Hip hop 50 years old this year. We love it, man. We love it. My final caller of the night is Truemonger from Dallas, Texas. Get in here, True.
Yes, sir.
What up, good brother? What are your thoughts tonight, man?
Oh boy. People can been conditioned to just do. They whenever really taught to be, because the people teaching them weren't taught to be.
Mm.
And the people who taught them weren't taught to be. They're always taught to be doing something. And put your being to the backside. Worry about that later. You gotta do. You just gotta do and do and do till somebody feels better or they're tired of using you.
Mm-hmm.
Then they're supposed to decide and find somebody else to do it. We got things backwards. We should be more focused on being and learning ourselves and being better people towards one another. But most of us don't care about that.
Mm-hmm.
They care about social status and social trinkets and basing their relationships off of TV and movies and grocery store novels and all that jazz. People are out of touch with reality.
Mm.
And they just go with societal norms, which really just condition you to be slaves.
Dang. Slaves?
Just going slaves on a hamster wheel.
I hear you.
Because that's what we were taught to do. We taught that's how we need to get through life. And not focus on self and becoming better as you get through this, as you try to navigate through this thing.
Mm-hmm.
And people take that into their relationships. It's like, oh, you do this for me, and you'll get this in return, or I'll do this for you in return. I'm like, if you base everything off a transaction, then what does that make you? That makes you a transaction. That's just another form of prostitution to me.
Mm.
If your character is not developing as you're going through life, then you're doing your life wrong.
Your life and wrong. Okay. I hear you.
But it's something most of us have to learn, and we have to learn as we go.
Mm-hmm.
Because a lot of people, a lot of others weren't showing us things. Because they didn't realize until maybe it was too late.
Mm-hmm.
They may have said something as they were fading out. Hopefully people caught that lesson, but a lot of them don't. They go with whatever is popular. But whatever's popular isn't always good.
That's right. Right. And whatever is comfortable isn't always good.
Whatever's comfortable is probably going to do more harm than good.
Right.
You gotta be comfortable with being uncomfortable. Because you don't grow.
And sometimes, right? At least sometimes, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Truemonger, guess what you just did, good brother?
It's brought Dallas in the building. Tell Andy to play my theme next time.
He said play his theme song. We appreciate you, Truemonger. Thank you for the call. But let me just say, man, human being. Sometimes high-level athletes get into this space called the flow state. Kobe got into the flow state, when he went off for 81 points, right? He was in the flow state. He wasn't thinking about it, wasn't forcing anything. He was present in the moment, right? That's the flow state. I'm sure Michael Jackson and Prince, when they were creating those masterpieces, they were in the flow state. Being present and being okay with just being without a sense of urgency, without a sense of completion is par for the course if you want to have a healthy relationship, in my opinion. It's necessary for a healthy relationship. Here are some signs of being in a state of flow. Sometimes when you're in a state of flow, you lose awareness of time, right? And I don't mean like an artificial way, like if you're in a casino in Vegas and they don't have any windows or you can't see outside, there are no clocks. I don't mean that way. I mean, when you're present in the moment, sometimes, you can lose awareness of time. This is how you know you're in the flow state. And apply this to your relationships, right? You're not thinking about yourself. Many of us come into relationships with a transactional desire. Don't make me turn that into a show. We come in with a transactional desire. I hope they don't do this. I hope they can do this. I hope they won't do this. I hope they will do that. Do you get what I'm saying? You're in the flow state. when you're not thinking about yourself, when you can totally open up and think of others or think nothing. Sometimes thinking nothing, just being in the moment. And when I say thinking nothing, can you imagine you're in a great moment with your partner and you're not trying to capture it? You're not trying to bottle it up as a memory. I want to remember as much as I can, and so I can replay it later on. No, 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 no. Just be present in that moment. And I haven't always been great at it, but it's something that I have had moments where I've achieved that space where I wasn't thinking of anything. I was just in the moment. Uh, Here's another one. This is mindfulness. Again, you're not interrupted by extraneous thoughts, right? Your thoughts are not assaulting you, right? You're just flowing in the moment. If a thought comes up, it comes up. You let it go, it goes, right? You don't try to tell it to go away. It goes away on its own because there's no resistance in you, right? Uh, this is how you know you're in the flow. This is back to the sports guys, right? Kobe Bryant, 81 points. He was active. This is how you know you have to be active when you're in the flow, right? You are consciously aware of and choosing your behaviors. I'm doing this because I'm in the moment and I'm in love with the now. I'm not in love with what it's going to look like after it's over. I'm not in love with my evaluation of it. I'm not in love with judging it, right? You start to understand that. You know you're in the flow when your work, listen, relationship people who don't think that there's work your work is effortless. You work effortlessly. That doesn't mean the work is gone. That doesn't mean you don't have any responsibilities. The work appears effortless. Looking at oneself. When has looking at oneself been effortless? That's because you haven't allowed yourself to get into the flow state. You can't get into the flow state with judgment, with unhealed wounds, with condemnation, right? Condemnation of self. You can't do that. If you want to do the relationship work and you want that work to feel effortless, you have to suspend judgment. You have to suspend victimhood, contempt. All right, that's enough. We started the conversation. You finish it. Up next, you know, your girl, my girl, our girl, Jill Monroe, RSVP with Jill Monroe. She's up next with another heater. We're going to keep the fire lit. I'll see y'all next week with some more heater topics. Love y'all. Appreciate y'all. I got to run. Deuces.